Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aprilia from class G2, and here I will discuss learning motivation and student achievement, description, analysis, and relationships both. In my opinion, this research is focused on discussing matters related to student learning motivation and achievement, with the aim of strengthening the importance of motivation in the learning process so that it has a clear relationship with student achievement. The state currently needs to be serious about the achievements that result from the process of learning activities in academic institutions, because in some countries there are concerns that the learning process and school demands will end up with unsatisfactory results. Formal academic institutions can be seen from the ranking actualization in student learning activities. The test results followed by students reflect the extent to which students can active learning objective in each subject in educational institutions. Thus, increasing students' achievement is illustrative the better quality of education. Students' motivation to use the convergence theory of development in individuals is determined by factors that come from within and factors that come from outside themselves. Motivation is an internal process that becomes a determining factor for student learning success. Motivation is important in determining how many students will learn from a learning activities or how much to absorb the information presented to them. Students who are motivated to learn something will use a higher cognitive process in learning the material, so that students will absorb the material better. The level of motivation is determined by the meaningful level of the teaching materials and learning activities owned by the student concerned. This research was conducted in less than 1 year, so the method used in the cross-sectional method, which is a research method by fixing objects within a certain period of time or not being sustainable in the long term. In this research, this type of research is used which imitates and statistic with simple correlation analysis. By using the exemplifying type and overview of student learning motivation and achievement is obtained. Meanwhile, statistical analysis was conducted to determine the extent of the relationship between learning motivation variables and student achievement. In this study, The population was students of STKIP PGRI Sukabumi, and the samples of this study were all students who took the introduction to microeconomic and international language courses. Hypothesis testing uses statistical analysis with analytical tools using simple correlation analysis. Correlation analysis is used to determine the magnitude of the relationship between the dependent variable and student learning achievement. The measuring instrument in this case believes that learning is influenced by factors within students and factors outside the students themselves where the two interactive. In addition, learning consists of three main components, namely surface conditions that stimulate the environment in which they are in the learning process, interior conditions that describe the inner state of the students itself, and the student's awareness process, and learning outcomes that describe the verbal information that students have, intellectual skills, motor skills, attitudes, and conscience skills of students. Internal conditions will interact with surface conditions during the learning process, and from these interactions, learning outcomes will be seen. Current student achievements cannot be separated from the condition of students currently attending lectures, whether they are positively motivated or not. Our students are very enthusiastic about attending the agree courses. The conclusion of this study is that students have good achievement. If they have good achievement and are also motivated, and this study concludes the difference between learning motivation and student achievement in two different subjects. This is all I can explain. More or less, I apologize. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.